The drive for David Schildhouse. This is exactly what he's been looking for. Some consistent runs to get him into the playoffs. Schildhouse this season, it's been a bumpy road. It's either been top 10 or outside the top 20. But after the third place last week at Gateway in the Super Late Models, I think now he's starting to get into the groove, starting to get into that playoff rhythm that we would always see. You know how Tony Stewart would always heat up in the summertime? I think that's exactly what's happening to David Schildhouse right now. Here he goes to the inside of Bailey Turner.
Oh, and what a recovery he had. Remember, he started at about 24th, drove his way up to the front, held on to that fast repair. A good decision here as he's able to go by. Colin Fern also hanging on to 4th. Here comes Schildhouse through the turf to try to get up into the top 5.
And these restarts, Blake, have hurt the 98 of Presley Sora dearly. You see some of that right rear damage on his I Love Jerky Ford Mustang, and it is starting to really ail Sora at the moment. Here comes Turner to the inside, another rookie this season in the Pro Series, but Schildhouse trying to find some space behind Colin Fern. Corey Heim, though, all up at the front. 2 laps to go from Charlotte.
I don't know if you battle or you try to help each other. Right now, Schildhouse will try to go by Colin Fern for that 3rd spot up front. Nick Olson, last 3 laps, has been faster than your race leader and Corey Heim. So Olson doing everything he can to try and chase down Corey Heim. You can look off the tail end of Heim's machine. I don't know if it'll be enough, though. Olson running out of time. Look at the white flag out of 4 this time.
Man, I saw Justin Malillo down on the apron on the back straightaway. I thought for sure that we were going to see some contact, but we're instead going to make it all the way. White flag for Corey Heim. Nick Olson closing the gap just a tick faster that last time by. He's been faster these last couple of laps. The gap is 3 car lengths. The gap is 2 car lengths. As they rocket off turn number 2, Nick Olson within striking distance down the backstretch for the final time.
Olson a fantastic 1 and 2, but he'll need an even better one in 3 and 4 to have a chance. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Heim to the bottom. Olson goes to the middle. Olson backs up his corner and is not going to be enough. Corey Heim, first ever start, is going to go to victory lane here at Charlotte.
A masterclass performance by the debut driver, Corey Heim, to victory lane. But look at the rest of the top 3. Nick Olson, David Schildhouse. After Schildhouse started 24th, Colin Fern P4, Bailey Turner P5. That is 3 drivers, Blake, in the top 5 to finish that started 14th or worse in tonight's Sim Seats 120. Unbelievable job of endurance and skill for everyone, but Corey Heim will walk away victorious tonight.
I remember reading on Twitter, it was, about an hour and a half, the announcement that Heim would be running tonight. He runs all the time on iRacing, is very familiar with the service. And I think I just showed you just why that he's got a lot of talent here, not only in the real world, but the virtual world as well. So he's going to do a little bit of a burnout in that EPI Toyota. Corey Heim, your winner tonight in the Sim Seats 120. A great drive from him, and again, this field included a lot of iRacing's best, even included Malik Ray, NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series driver. So impressive for Corey Heim to come out on top out of all of that talent. As we'll take a look here at your full field running order. I know you guys chronicled some of the great finishes that you just saw, some of the great points runs that are going to be very helpful for a number of these drivers with just 1 race left before the playoffs start. Corey Heim, Nick Olson, David Schildhouse, your top 3. We'll hear from them in a couple of moments. Second straight week that David Schildhouse finishes in the 3rd spot. Colin Fern, much needed 4th place tonight. Bailey Turner in 5th. Garrett Smithley in 6th. Presley Sora in 7th. How about Josh Slate? Involved in that late caution, brings it home in 8th place. George Belfans Jr. just seems to be clicking off those top 10 runs. He brings it home in 9th. And Justin Malillo started in 33rd, hangs on for 10th.
Devin Henry, the driver who we talked to just in the final handful of restarts. He's P11 at the end of this race here from Charlotte. Adam Cabot, your defending champion, is able to pick it up after starting deep in 29th. He's able to be good enough for 12th at the checkered flag. Reed Wilson in the 66 started 25th. He ends up 13th at the checkered here tonight. Malik Ray, we saw the moments where he was dominating the race, the moment where he was trying to pick his way through the field on fresh rubber. It did not work once, it didn't work twice, and he ends up 14th, though. Still a solid end to the night for Malik Ray. Mark Rabillas ends up wrapping up the top 15. A huge run for him and Case Collenbach, who finishes 16th. They both started 36th and 35th, respectively, on the racetrack to tonight. DJ Cummings ends up 17th. Ryan Vargas finishes this race in P18. It's Mike Clay, the ESPN NFL reporter, who finishes 19th, and Steve Alfon, the 11 Jacob, rounds out your top 20.
Gary Sexton had a good night going. Couple of late crashes. That puts him back in 21st. Gabe Wood, 22nd. Brad Perez, he had another strong car. Really, all these guys had good cars. Couldn't finish the job. Matt Stallneck in 24th. Everybody else a lap down or more. Brandon Brown, 25th. Seth Eggert, 26th. Will Rogers, 2 down in 27th. Max Kennan, 3 down in 28th. Brett Baldeck, 3 down in 29th. Dakota Curtis in 30th, and the rest: Robbie Lyons, Ford Martin, Michael Massey, Leighton Sabile, James Bickford, Charlie Brown, and winning the DoorDash Award tonight in 37th, Rajah Caruth. Blake?